All right, this is an 88 Iroc, and it is one of the rare G92 5-speed cars. And most people don't know what that means, but it's basically the same engine as you would have in the high performance 5-speed versions. There's 3 different tune port engines made. There's the lower performance one, which is generally in an automatic, and many times on a 5-speed without the G92 option. And what the G92 option consists of is the quicker gear ratio, which then sets these cars into the category of having the better differential, which they call the Australian differential. Bigger exhaust, which is shared by the 350, and you can really tell that right through here in this area, because if you look at a lower performance 305 car, you will not see that giant pipe right there. And of course, things like the KC4 oil cooler. And the engine is different in the 305 higher performance one. This is a 230 horsepower. Woohoo, you know, we're talking a lot of horsepower, right? But it's in the day, it was pretty quick for what it was. And these higher output 305s use a little bit bigger camshaft. They share the exhaust, like I said, with the 350, so the manifolds are actually a little bit bigger. And they have bigger injectors. A 350 uses a 22-pound injector. The regular 305 uses a 19-pound injector. These have a weird injector in them, which is very hard to find when you go change these things. They actually use a 20.5 PSI injector, so something in that range, which is, if you go change your injectors on one of these and you put the regular 305 ones, well, you're actually hurting it car a bit. But that's just another story about these cars. This particular car is real low mile. When I say real low mile, it's not brand new. It's got about 22,000 miles on it. It's all original. And what I'm doing to it here is I found a set of Gatorbacks that I'm putting back on the car, because this car, part of the G92 car, it did come with the 245 50 Gatorback tires. And a lot of these Iroc convertibles, if it had the lower performance motor, would not have these tires on them. Now the front ones are brand new. I've had those for 25 years, and I saved them just for an occasion like this. I actually used the other pair of them on another car many years ago and kept 2 of them. And so, long story short, I've had those a long time, and so I'm putting them on this car just for originality and looks. Certainly not performance, but it'll look nice. And this car is just, you know, absolutely clean. It's detailed to the nines. Everything's original on it, and the bottom of this car is just as clean as the top. It is a phenomenal example of what an Iroc is. And you see this has got the Bilstein shocks, which is part of the package on that. And the odd thing about these G92 convertibles is they really aren't supposed to exist. This is an 87 and 88 only car, and the 88 having the higher performance motor. In 89, you could get a 5-speed convertible, and you would think it's one of these cars, but it will not be. Guarantee you, it will have drum brakes on the back, and it will sit up off the ground like a 4x4. Will not have the suspension, will not have the transmission this car does. It's one of the other things the G92 and the 1LE car has, is that they call it the World Class T5. Has a little bit stronger T5, and the final gear ratio is a little different. I think it's a 0.75 instead of a 0.68 or 0.70, I believe, somewhere in that range. Now, the whole downfall to this car is why they did not make it in 89, 90, 91, 92, is the N10 option came out. And the N10 is what they call the dual catalytic converters, which were mandated on the higher performance 305 and 350 cars. The regular 305 still could get away with 1 cat, but the higher performance one had to have the 2. And so on the convertible, if you zoom in here, we have these big frame rails that the coupes and the T-top cars do not have. Of course, the car's got no roof, so it needs something to make structure for it. And the reason you can't get the higher performance engine in the 89 and later cars is that N10 would not fit between those rails. So that was it. That's why they dropped it, making this 88 a pretty rare car. And you may have seen one, you may not have seen one. You think you've seen one, but more than likely you don't. Like I said, I've had a bunch of F-bodies over the years, and I kind of gravitate to these cars because they are literally the hardest to find. You can find, you know, turbo Trans Ams. You can find 5.7 GTAs, 5.7 Irocs, all in nice condition. You can find 1LE cars. You can find even B4C police cars. But try and find one of these that's in good shape, you're gonna have a hard time, because they just didn't make that many. And being the way the numbers worked on these cars, we don't really know how many were made. And, you know, who knows what it really is. Could be 100, could be 150, could be 200. But the numbers are out there are really low. So it's just one of those things. And yet one of the ways you can tell on these cars really easy is, of course, if you got the 145, 150 mile an hour speedometer and the higher RPM tach. The higher RPM tach pretty much gives it away. But that's what these cars are about. And that's just a quick view of what we're doing, putting Gatorbacks back on a car just for simple originality and nostalgia. Thanks for watching.